Hello everybody, how are you doing today? And welcome back to the garden. Let's do some pottering around. Officially we are in summer now. It's 2nd of June today and I couldn't resist. I have to show you my roses. Let's start here in the front garden. They all are open now. Soon the deadheading gonna start. But while they are out, let's enjoy the beauty of the rose. They are very old rose bushes. Most of them were growing here when I moved in, so I'm not sure what variety they are, but nevertheless they are definitely pretty. And also, being an old-fashioned rose, almost all of them except one, I think, have a nice rose fragrance. It's hard to buy nice smelling roses nowadays. And this is my project from last year. I'm planning to train that rose to grow along the wall down that way, but that's gonna take a while. But for now we can enjoy the flowers. So that's the quick look at the roses in the garden. There's plenty more to come, but the main thing I wanted to show you today is down here on the ground. Here it is. It's the wild strawberries, the alpine strawberries. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos previously from early spring. I was debating with myself if I should remove all of them encroaching on the gravel path, but I left them, and good that I did. I think the wild strawberries are one of the best ground cover plant. They not only look beautiful, lush and green, they are very good for the wildlife, and they're gonna be very good for me as well soon. So you're getting double or triple whammy. The perfect ground cover, not much can grow through it. I'm not getting any weeds in this patch. They are good for the wildlife and they produce food for you as well. They are almost ready to be picked. This one might be ready. They are not big fruits, it's alpine strawberries, but the fragrance and taste is really nice. Yeah, definitely it is. So if you ever wonder what plant you should use for your ground cover, I recommend alpine strawberries. And here in the same place is my dragon lily. Almost there, trying to open. It's not gonna be long, maybe a week. I'll show you that when it's open. So that was a quick look at the front garden. I can show you the fishes as well. They are hungry, I need to feed them. So let's get to the pond. They are looking happy and healthy enough. They're waiting for their food. That's gonna have to wait till after the video. As you can see, they are quite friendly bunch. Okay, I think we can move to the main garden now. I don't really have any specific jobs on my mind today. It's gonna be just pottering around video. We can have a quick look. You need to see this one. So this is the entrance to the house, covered with roses. That's what's greeting me every day. As I said, I don't have anything specific to do today. Just gonna be walk around the garden and quick look at stuff that needs doing. That hedge needs trimming, I've just noticed. And we have our first water lily. Here it is in the whiskey barrel. That's the first flower this year that opened. There's more of them to come. I can see 2 more buds at least, but that's going to be flowering for most of the summer. The main garden is looking quite good. Everything is surviving. I need to remove the last year's leaf from my New Zealand ferns, both of them. Those are the brown ones after the winter, but all the new growth is lush and green. That's another job to be done. My sunflowers, they all need planting and they need watering as well. So those are my sunflowers and a couple of pots of marigolds. Some of them are starting to flower already, so they need to go in the ground soonish. The poor amaryllis is still trying. I think that's the last flower opening. I don't feel much like working today, to be honest. Every now and again, I think all of us feels this way. I spent all day in the garden yesterday weeding the veggie area, so my legs are killing me. I should have been using some stool or something, so that's my own fault, but at least I weeded most of it. So today gonna be a rest day. I'm just looking, the broad beans are ready to harvest. At least the lower pots. That remind me, they need all pinching as well before the black fly arrives. All I do is just pinch the growing tip when I'm passing by, if I remember. I've done that on this bunch here already because they are much taller and I've noticed some black fly on them already. The beans and cucumbers are doing very well. As I said, the beans and cucumbers are doing very well, except I'm getting constant disturbance from the moles. Nothing seems to be working. If you know any tips how to get rid of the mole from the garden, let me know in the comments. There's a proof. All the time, no matter how often I remove that soil, there's more and more coming. Also, I've noticed on the camera, maybe I'm gonna put the short clip here, I'm getting deer in the garden as well. So that's foxes, moles and deers. This garden is turning into a zoo. The veggie area looks really nice. As I said, I spent lots of time weeding yesterday. My main crop potatoes are doing well. After bumper crop of strawberries, I'm getting second flush, so it's gonna be another harvest. Maybe not today, but soonish. The cabbages are looking alright, except the places where the mole is digging under them, but they seem like they're surviving every attack. All this beeping you can hear in the video are supposed to be those things, mole scarers, but I don't think they work at all. There's a scarer here, and there's a fresh mole here, just here. This is my carrots planted with leeks, all mixed together. I can see there's some deer in between as well, so that's working well. The one thing I've noticed when I was weeding, I think I'm not gonna get much of an onion harvest. I had a bumper crop last year, but this year quite a few of them are getting hit by the onion white rot. Like this bunch here, I can already see it's yellowing. That's not gonna do anything. And after all this weeding, I missed this patch. How did I miss one single patch? That's not even half a square meter with weeds. But yeah, after my holidays, the whole garden looked like that. It took them 10 days to grow when I was away. But after a few hours of weeding, everything is nice and tidy again. So that's good. I think this pot down here gonna be the next one for the harvest. You can see this one is already dying, doesn't look that good. But this one is still green and growing, so I'm gonna let it. Also, I've noticed I'm starting to get some raspberries already. If you remember the experiment from the winter, I didn't prune half of the raspberry bed and I pruned the other half all the way to the ground. So that side of the patch with all the fruits hiding underneath is the half that I didn't prune, which gave me early summer fruiting raspberries. The other half of the bed are those taller shoots. There's not even flowers on them yet, so that's going to be autumn fruiting raspberries. It's the same variety, all of them. So I think it's a bit of a scam, autumn fruiting or summer fruiting raspberries. I think it mostly depends how and when you prune them. Okay, should we head to the greenhouse and see what is happening in the greenhouse? So here in the greenhouse, as you can see, the grape, hold on, let me switch off this buzzing noise. As I was saying, here in the greenhouse, the grape is taking over the whole structure. Let me show you close up. So this is the grape. I trained it all the way up and on the top of the greenhouse. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're gonna get a bumper crop of grapes. There are flower clusters all over the plant, everywhere. I think it enjoys the heat of the greenhouse. So we'll see how it's gonna go. The tomatoes are all tied up and straightened up. That took a while, but I enjoy dealing with the tomatoes. They are flowering already as well. I think all varieties are flowering already. Yeah, from the beef tomato to the cherry tomatoes. I'm getting onion white rot in the greenhouse as well. I dug out some of my elephant garlic. Not a good crop at all this year compared to the last year. There's still some of the plants growing. The biggest one, as soon as I'll see that they are yellowing, they're gonna come out. But for now they can stay. The peppers are picking up in the heat. Those are sweet peppers. On some of them you can just notice they're starting to flower. I can see the flower buds. What else in the greenhouse? Oh, that's gonna be interesting comparison. Here in a corner I have my popcorn. I'll jump quickly outside and do a few second clip of the same corn growing outside, so you can see what a huge difference a heat makes for the corn. So this is the greenhouse grown outdoors. You can see this one is maybe 10-15 centimeter tall. The one in a greenhouse is easily half a meter tall already, if not more. So the heat does help a lot with the corn. But let's keep on moving. And here in my self-watering pots, that's a lovely sight. My cucumbers, the gherkins are flowering. You can see the baby cucumbers forming already. So the plan is to let the plant grow and force a bit down. So they're gonna hang down from the self-watering pots all the way down to the ground. So that's the situation in a greenhouse. Oh, also I need to have another look at the hives. I have 4 of them now. Looks like all 4 of them have active bees flying in and out. But after splitting that hive and catching a swarm into this one, I need to have a look what's happening inside. Let's have a quick look at the peaches. They are looking really good. All the plants are covered with fruits, all the young trees and the main tree as well. But I wanted to show you one thing. That's the usual color and shape of the peach. Remember, they are all grown from the seeds, so I'm expecting slight variety. But one of the trees, I think it's this one here next to the chicken coop, looks like a completely different plant. Can you see that here? It's a right color, right shape and right size, but there's no fuzziness on the peach. It's like a clean skin. So that might be interesting. I hope it's gonna taste nice. It would be nice to have peaches without the fuzziness. How would you call it? The grapes on the wires are doing well. I can see some of them getting flower clusters already. And this one here. The only thing is, I've noticed in a strong wind some of the shoots are breaking off, but I think that's alright. It's plenty enough. And the flowers are blooming all over the place. I think it's the time of the foxglove and the peonies. I can see the soft fruits are getting there. That's the black currant. It's not that black yet. I'm gonna have to think of covering them with the netting soon. Same with the red currants. Okay, I think that's all I have for you today. Sorry for a bit disjointed video, but as I said, this is my chilling day. I'm not doing any work, but I think it's important to remember that you need rest as well. It's not only work. I must have said it 1,000 times already, but the garden is for relaxing, not for slaving. Let's have a last quick look on the roses in the back garden. That's my jasmine and rose arch. Seems like it's starting to work. I'm getting nice roses on the top of the arch. I want it to grow all the way over the jasmine. And here at the bottom is a lovely pink small flower rose. Eventually I'm hoping that's gonna go all the way up to the arch as well. And big girls are in full bloom. They never disappoint. If you give them proper pruning in winter, they're always gonna come back. Just look at this one here. That's a proper beauty. So as I said, thank you very much for watching and joining me in the garden. I'm sorry it was a bit disjointed video, but as I said, it's my rest day. So thank you for joining me on my rest day, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.